Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told, out of Voice Radio. So today, we are looking at a new Kecleon card. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, we should have seen this coming. We knew this Kecleon was coming because we had a Kecleon not too long ago, which had the ability Unit Color 2. Which of course leads us to the obvious question, where's Unit Color 1? Now, as a quick reminder, the one from Unit Color 2 did come out in Sun and Moon 7 in Japan, and the ability was Unit Color 2. If you attached a Lightning Psychic Metal unit energy to Kecleon, it became Lightning Psychic Metal, and the translation we had from David Hochmann, and I feel no reason to doubt this, suggests that it is only Lightning Psychic Metal, i.e. it loses its colourless typing. Now you might be thinking, well, hang on a second, Ross. Does that really matter? Because colourless doesn't hit anything for weakness, and colourless doesn't have any extra little tricks like water Pokemon have Brooklet Hill or fighting Pokemon have Diancie. Does it really matter? And the answer is yes. Because Necrozma GX, which is seeing a lot of play with Malamar at the moment, has a fairly annoying ability making it immune to colourless Pokemon. Now, you could always play an Alola Muck to turn off this ability, but then you'd be turning off Kecleon's ability, so that seems a little bit dumb. So yes, it really, really does matter whether it's colourless type or not, because of Necrozma, which is seeing quite a lot of play at the moment. I didn't make that clear enough in my previous video. I wanted to now. So given that we had a Kecleon called Unit Color 2, which gave you all different types with this unit energy, we knew there was going to be a Unit Color 1, and then it also stood to reason that there would one day be a Unit Color 3. Today is not that day, ladies and gentlemen. But you do not need a translation to figure out what this Kecleon does. It's clearly got Unit Color 1, and it clearly has an ability that turns it into a Grass, Fire, or Water Pokemon when you attach the Grass, Fire, Water unit energy. Now, the translation here does come from Google, as it happens. Been using that more and more lately, starting to get the hang of that, though I have checked with David Hochmann as always, because David Hochmann is a lovely man. Seriously, be checking out limitlesstcg.com. It's a great website. So, what does it do? Well, it's got 80 HP, which is very, very low, and it's got a weakness to fighting. The one thing I will say is, it can take a hit from Buzzwole if they don't have a Diancie Prism Star out, but because of the fighting weakness, it will unfortunately get KO'd if they do have a Diancie out. Weakness to fighting is rough nowadays because of Buzzwole. That sucks. The retreat cost of 1 does not suck, because it means you get free retreat with a skateboard, which is quite nice. And being a colourless Pokemon, like I said, it means you're not hitting anything for weakness, and you don't really get any extra little tricks, unfortunately. But that's okay, because we've got the ability Unit Color 1, which says that as long as you have the Grass, Fire, Water unit energy attached, then you get to be Grass, Fire, Water type. That, ladies and gentlemen, is absolutely awesome, because now you got 4 different types. You can be colourless, as long as you don't attach a unit energy. You wouldn't really want to, you're hitting nothing for weakness and Necrozma, but it's possible. But now you can add this and be these 3 types. And let's not forget, we've got the other Kecleon, which can be another 3 types. Now, the third Kecleon, and I refuse to believe it's not coming, right? Unit Color 3 Kecleon is coming. Presumably, it's going to be in Sun and Moon 8 over in Japan. You know when it's revealed, I'll bring you a video about it. But as it stands, I don't think this one is as useful as the other one. I will explain. You see, it's all about the weakness that you're hitting. Grass weakness is actually really good at the moment, because Lapras is starting to see an increase in play, and Lycanroc remains one of the very, very best Pokemon in the format, both of which are weak to grass. That's very good. Then you can be Fire type, and Fire type is brilliant because you've got Duskmane, Necrozma, which is pretty good right now. And you always got stuff like Metagross as well, but I always make this point for fire Pokemon. You're getting both metal and grass, so stuff like Golisopod and Decidueye are also being KO'd in one hit here. So you're hitting a lot for weakness with fire, and a lot of that is relevant. And then you've got water type. Now, water type is the worst one of them, because honestly, there's not much relevant weak to water at the moment. Ho-Oh's a fire Pokemon, but because it's also flying, it's weak to lightning. Turtonator's weak, but that's not seeing a huge amount of play at the moment. It really is kind of a one-off in Ho-Oh decks. And if your opponent sees that you're playing a water Pokemon or a Pokemon that can be water, they're just not going to pop that Turtonator down on the bench, which is a little bit of an issue. So, water weakness, I mean, the thing is, with a card like this, you can stash it for the future. Just because water weakness isn't particularly relevant now, doesn't mean that water weakness won't be particularly relevant in the future. But it does mean, quite simply, that it's not something to get particularly excited about now. Sorry about that. I know that's like a little bit sad, but that's where we are. It's not relevant right now. The good news is that fire weakness is pretty relevant, and grass weakness is exceptionally relevant. So, at least we've got those, ladies and gentlemen. So you're hitting a lot of different weaknesses here. There's a lot to like about it. But as always, we need the attack, and props to Google Translate, ladies and gentlemen. They got this absolutely spot on. 1 colorless energy, 10 damage. If the defending Pokemon is an evolution Pokemon, this attack does 50 more damage, 60 damage in total. Or as Google Translate put it, if your opponent's battle Pokemon is an evolution Pokemon, add 50 damage. Props to Google Translate, right? That is spot on. So, you're doing 60 damage to an evolved Pokemon. And here's the problem. You're doing full damage, you're doing 10 damage to a basic, and even though you're then going up to 60 if they're an evolved Pokemon, you're only then doing enough damage to KO a Pokemon that's unevolved. I'll give you some examples, right? So let's say you're up against a Lapras. You need to do 190. So if you're doing 60, you add a choice band, it goes up to 180, and okay, you're still 10 damage short, but there's that Forbidden Shrine Stadium I tell you about in every video lately because it hits super relevant numbers that puts 1 damage counter on each Pokemon EX and GX between turns. That comes in and takes the KO. Brilliant. Now, as it happens, Lapras is a basic, so you're only actually doing 80 with a choice band. You're miles away, and that really kind of sucks. Or maybe you are against a Turtonator, which has got 190 HP, so you're hitting for water weakness. With a choice band, you go up to 180, and once again, you need to bring in Forbidden Shrine to actually go and get that KO. Forbidden Shrine, super relevant. So if you were hitting these basics for 60, you could add Choice Band and Forbidden Shrine, and it would work. But you're not. You're only actually hitting them for 40 with a Choice Band, which really sucks. So then we bring in the evolved Pokemon, and you got stuff like Lycanroc. Well, that's got 200 HP. So with a Choice Band, you're hitting 180 with the weakness, so you need 2 turns of Forbidden Shrine to get the KO. And unfortunately here, Kecleon doesn't do enough. 180, 190 with Forbidden Shrine is just enough against most of your basic GXs. So if you were hitting 60 against basics, you'd be fine here. This would be hitting some good numbers. But you're not. You're hitting 40 with a choice band. Which means if you're against a basic, you're not doing enough damage. And if you're against an evolved Pokemon, the extra damage still isn't enough. I really liked the other Kecleon. I said this is a unit energy we're playing in Ultra Necrozma decks anyway, and you're hitting some super relevant weaknesses here. Against Lightning, think Ho-Oh. Psychic, think Buzzwole and Necrozma. And Metal, think Gardevoir, probably. So you know what? That was really, really good. We could see where we were going to play that unit energy, and we could see all of the Pokemon we were going to hit for weakness. And now the problem is, we're not there anymore, ladies and gentlemen. We're not hitting anywhere near as good weaknesses, although we're hitting some and that's good, but the attack just isn't good enough. The other Kecleon does 80 for free energy, and okay, it's expensive, but with a choice band, you're hitting 110 and KOing everything you need to, because 220 with weakness. Whereas this one, you're hitting 60. It's not enough, and that really sucks. There is absolutely a world where you're hitting a whole bunch of relevant Pokemon with one single unit energy attachment, because it is a single energy cost. And that could even be now with some of the weaknesses you're hitting, especially Grass against Lycanroc. But the reality is, not only are you not hitting quite good enough weaknesses, you're not doing enough damage. And I don't think this is going to see a huge amount of play. If we get some other damage modifiers in the future, maybe. And look, you could use Lurantis promo because you're a grass type. But I don't think you should, because that's not proven to be particularly good. And maybe in the future we get something that can increase the damage well enough. As it is at the moment, you're just not doing enough damage. If you're desperate to be hitting for weakness for those types, it's for a single energy, and against evolved Pokemon you're still doing 60, but it's only enough damage to do real work against basics, and you don't get the extra damage against basics. I'm giving Kecleon free Wassies because I still believe that there is a good Pokemon here. At the moment, I'm not a huge fan, but any Pokemon that can hit for 3 different weaknesses, you need to keep it in your binder, because one day, it might turn out to be pretty gosh darn good. But I want to know what you think about Kecleon, ladies and gentlemen, so let me know in the comment section. Do you think there are Pokemon against which it is really good right now? Go nuts, be nice. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all of that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.